Hello, welcome to Straight Talk Africa, live from the Voice of America studios here in Washington. It's Wednesday, June 1st. I am Shaka Ssali, back from a special assignment in Uganda, Southern Sudan and Kenya. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank my colleague Mwamoyo Hamza from the deepest better part of the bottom of my Kabale heart and soul for sitting in the hot seat while I was away on the mother continent. Now, moving on to today, we'll discuss the brewing crisis in Sudan's Abyei region and its significance on the upcoming independence for Southern Sudan. Sudan ended more than 2 decades of civil war in 2005 with a comprehensive peace agreement promising both Abyei and the South a self-determination vote. In a peaceful poll last April, the South voted to secede, and the Republic of South Sudan officially becomes an independent nation on July 9th. Negotiations on Abyei, a major battleground in Sudan's last civil war, with symbolic importance for both North and South, were unattainable until this week, resulting in violence, the displacement of up to 80,000 people, and fears of a return to war. With African Union assistance, North and South have just agreed to establish a jointly patrolled military zone. But will it work, really? My colleague Paul Cisco has more on the story.
The agreed-to demilitarized zone stretches 10 kilometers north and south and nearly 2,200 kilometers across the entire north-south border. It will be jointly monitored, possibly with UN peacekeepers, and established by the July 9th independence date. Sudan's President Omar al-Bashir, indicted by the International Criminal Court for war crimes in Darfur, a crime Khartoum denies, says he is seeking a peaceful solution to the Abyei crisis. But amid growing tensions, his army rolled into Abyei nearly 2 weeks ago, seizing territory, driving tens of thousands from their homes. A joint security unit made up of Southern troops and UN peacekeepers were caught in the attack. The seizure of Abyei followed an attack on a convoy with UN and Northern soldiers by Southern forces on May 19th. The United Nations Security Council condemned the attacks, calling on both parties to halt military operations and withdraw from the region. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon.
As we prepare for the establishment of a new state in the South on July 9th, key post-independence arrangements must be agreed by the SPLM and the NCP if the secession is to be peaceful.
Salva Kiir, the president of South Sudan, says he won't be provoked into war.
No, it will not happen. I must state here that we remain committed to peace. And if anybody thinks that SPLA and the government of Southern Sudan are going to retaliate by attacking Abyei or attacking anywhere in Sudan, we are not going to do it.
The U.S. Special Envoy for Sudan, Princeton Lyman, was dispatched to Juba and Khartoum to get the Abyei negotiations back on track, urging Presidents al-Bashir and Salva Kiir to resume talks and resolve the Abyei standoff. Bashir says he will not withdraw from the seized territory. Salva Kiir says Bashir must.
That is unconditional. And so that we allow the deployment of international forces that will keep peace in the area. And so that we allow the people who have been displaced from their homes to go back to their places, and to allow the humanitarian organizations to go in to deliver humanitarian assistance to these people.
David Sullivan is with the Center for American Progress in Washington, D.C.
On the one hand, we need firm voices from the international community pressing the North to withdraw from Abyei, and an equally firm message to the South to exercise restraint.
Sullivan says the North's military seizure of Abyei was a calculated move.
This was a strategic effort to displace the population and change the facts on the ground so that the North then has the advantage in any further negotiations. And that kind of behavior cannot be rewarded.
The New Deal, brokered by former South African President Thabo Mbeki's AU panel, calls for regular, high-level talks aimed at securing peaceful relations in Abyei. Meanwhile, the thousands who fled Abyei are in increasingly dire straits, having few or no provisions. Humanitarian organizations with diminishing supplies have been working around the clock to help meet their emergency food, water, and medical needs. Paul Cisco, VOA News.
Thanks for that interesting report. Now for more on the latest developments on the brewing crisis in Abyei region,